Hey, hola, namaste, bonjour, ça va? How's everybody doing today? It's the Lost Canuck, your everyday average backyard barbecue kind of guy. And you know, I got my cooking hat on, and you know it only means one thing. That's right, we're gonna do some crazy cooking today. And you're probably looking at this going, hey Lost Canuck, I've seen that before. You just did that not too long ago. Yeah, well, you know what? Backed by super popular demand, and I mean demand from the family, I'm going to cook another top blade roast. That's right. So for all you beef people that don't like beef, this is the point where you need to shut the video off because we're going to do some beef here today. All right, so I'm going to take this top blade roast from Hagberg's. It's beef. And I'm going to turn it into this. Stay tuned.
And for my Hispanic viewers, a mis amigos que hablan español, los subtítulos debajo. And for my Hindi friends, Nietzsche subtitles. All right, so let's roll that intro.
Okay, special shout out to Hagberg's Country Market over in Lake Elmo, Minnesota, just across the river from me. Those guys are awesome. Look, if you're in the Twin Cities area and you want a special cut of meat, you can go in there and talk to them. They'll get you anything you want, custom cut, anything. Those guys are great. I went locally here to my local butcher shop, asked for the same thing, and they basically, they told me no. That's all I'm going to say about that. They told me no. So look, Billy over at Hagberg's, you got yourself a customer for life. I buy all my steaks, burgers, brats, everything from you guys, and you do an awesome job. You really do. So thanks for making this for me again. All right. So if you didn't see my last top blade roast video, check it out. The reason I'm also doing this again today is, well, you probably can notice I have a heck of a cold too, but sorry about that, I apologize. I'm going to do more probe testing. The probe testing is not done yet. Again, video coming very shortly, and I apologize to all you guys that are buying probes right now that want to know more information. I'm narrowing it down. Got this one. You know I had problems in the foil on the last cook. After I wrap this, I'm going to put it in a foil pan with foil over top because we're not actually eating this tonight. I'm going to put it in my little warming oven. We're going to hold it for 14, 16 hours. And we're going to eat it tomorrow. So I've never done that long before, and we're going to see how it affects the meat. All right, so you're probably wondering, hey Lost Canuck, what the heck is a top blade roast? Well, it comes from the shoulder clod. It's one of the muscles in the giant shoulder clod, and this is a big one. This one's about 3.5 pounds, and if you can see this, it's basically two flat iron steaks joined together with this connective tissue. Now Billy left me a fat cap, which I asked him to. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see you can't feel this on the video, but you want to trim down some of the super hard fat. Because it doesn't render out very well, okay? And then the rest of it, actually, he did an excellent job on trimming everything else. So we're gonna trim this up just a little bit, and this big piece here is super hard. Everything else, maybe this and this area, I'll trim just quickly. Hey, and look, if you guys have your own grinders at home, like one of those meat exclamation grinders that I suggest you get. They're expensive, but You can make your own burgers and you can save the fat for grind. I'm not going to do that today. We've sort of got it trimmed up like a brisket with the fat cap. And on my pellet grill, okay, I like to run it with the fat cap down towards the heat source. Now, if you're making this on a offset or some other type of cooking method, on an offset, normally it's hotter from the top and it cooks down, so you usually leave the fat cap off. But it's a pellet smoker. It's I'm going to smoke this on my Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker. And it's a smoker, not a grill. It can be used as a grill, but it really truly is a smoker. And I don't use it as a grill very often, only when I'm searing things off. And it does a great job of that too, by the way. Alright, okay, so now we have it trimmed. We're going to use a little binder, and we're going to go Texas style, real simple, with just salt, pepper, garlic, and that's about it. So we're going to put some binder on. I'm going to use the rest of my W sauce, because I really enjoy this stuff. It's Baron Burton's W sauce, but I don't have much left. But I have a little bit more Fireshire there. And like I said earlier, the Fireshire really, it's just tangy, it's not really even spicy. Now, if you want spice, you should talk to my good friend Santosh Badarai. Now that guy, hi Santosh, my business partner, he loves spice. So this is pretty mild. I have enough W sauce to do the whole thing. Alright. So you just coat her up. And some people don't even use binders. If you don't want to use a binder, just use the moisture from the meat. Go for it. But if you like binders, and I do, because it seems to hold everything right on there nicely, you can. So like I say, I'm going to use SuckleBusters, real simple. It's salt, pepper, garlic, Texas style. This is like super simple rub. It's all there is. So we're going to put a nice coating of that on. I like to put a little on the cutting board, roll the edges in it. Oh, a lot of pepper in that one. Okay, so what we're gonna do now that we have the rub on and the binder is we're gonna let this dry brine. And what dry brining is exactly how it sounds. You put this in a cold fridge for, I'm gonna throw it in there for about 3 hours. Take it out early this afternoon. Put it on the smoker. We're going to cook it up tonight and throw it in the holding oven. And you're going to see this thing look a little crazy with probes coming out the end. It'll look like Sputnik or something like that with all kinds of stuff. But again, I'm working on my probe test too. That's why you're seeing the same kind of cut twice and so close. Plus, my family. I mean, this didn't even make it the next day. Like three of us devoured this, and this is about a 3-pound roast, so that then each of us, well, my 16-year-old probably ate way more than a pound of meat because I didn't eat that much. But all right, so let's get this thing in the fridge, and I will see you down at the 42-inch pellet smoker by Lone Star. And just so you guys know, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Everything you see here is I bought. Okay. Nobody gives me probes to test. Nobody gives me smokers to try. Nothing like that, okay? Not like those pro channels where those guys get everything for free and they get all the latest and greatest gadgets. This is just me, an average backyard barbecue kind of guy, doing stuff on my own, trying to help you guys out. So, anyways, if you liked anything you saw in my video, if you want to help me out, I do have affiliate links below for all the stuff that I use. Seasonings, my cutting board, my little shun knife here. This is a great knife, by the way. Gloves, all that stuff. And anyways, if you wanted to help the channel grow a little bit, just click on those. All right, we'll see you down at the pit. All right, one last thing. Speaking of the Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker, I'm going to go down to the out to the barn and make a special blend of, I've got mesquite pellets, barbecuer's choice, and I've got hickory wood chips from Lone Star. So I'm going to make a 50-50 blend just for this beef. So mesquite, hickory goes great with beef, and the Lone Star can accept up to a 50% pellet and wood chip mix. So that should be interesting too. I'll let you know at the end how it tastes. Hey, Lost Canuck here, your average everyday backyard barbecue kind of guy. Down here at the pit. I just turned it on a little bit ago. I did a special mix of, I got Lone Star hickory chips, and I've got my mesquite pellets. Now, they're not 100% mesquite, you can't get those anymore, but I think it's a mesquite oak blend. Anyway, so this is going to be really good on beef. You can see we're smoking. It's a super windy day here in Wisconsin. Actually, it warmed up. It's about 60 Fahrenheit outside right now. So, part 2 of my probe testing. So again, you can see I've got my RFX wireless, my FireBoard wireless, and my Combustion wireless. And I'm running a wired probe as well, just to make sure that we're keeping everybody honest. So, and I've got all the probes, again, marked with my Sharpie so that the insertion depths all match each other. And then you notice here, on the Combustion, you have to buy this special magnetic mount for it. I'm using a different repeater. Maybe that was the problem of it disconnecting from the web all the time. So I'm using this Wi-Fi repeater here instead of that display one. Maybe it'll be different. I don't know. Anyways, let's get the meat on there. Again, like I'm vertically challenged, so we gotta do it this way. I'm gonna run it on the top rack, but first let's get our probes in before I put the meat in. And since it's a top blade roast, I'm gonna put it right in the thickest part, right in the middle. Meeting at the same general area. So we're all at the same insertion depth. This is a really thin cut of meat. I'm going to put the thick side towards the fire pot and the thin side towards the cooler area, because on this particular pit your airflow goes right to left and then up your chimney. So I just have a little drip pan underneath. Like I'm running fat side down, as you can see. So all should be well. Okay, and I've got the pit set at 225. Now it dropped a lot because I had the lid open for so long. I'm going to smoke it until the internal temperature reaches about 160 Fahrenheit. That's where it starts its stall, especially on beef like this. I'll wrap it in butcher paper. I'll put it back on and bring it up to about 195, 200, probably 195 because I'm going to rest it for a long time. And then when I do the rest, the final 10 minutes, I'm going to put it into a foil pan and cover it with foil again, just to check to see if I lose signal again. I lost signal on all 3 probes last time, but I want to do it again. Maybe I didn't do something right the last time. So I will see you when it's time to wrap this in butcher paper. Hey, Lost Canuck here. Well, it's dark out. It's a full moon. It's a beautiful night here in Wisconsin. Cooled off just a little bit. Anyways, the top blade roast has been on the pit for 7.5 hours. We've reached 160 internal, so it is time to wrap and put it back on the pit. I'm going to turn it up to 300 and then let it cruise up to about 199 or so, pull it, and then I'm going to put it in my warming oven overnight so we can eat it tomorrow. Couple things on the probe test. So I had to get the display back because the other probe holder for the combustion unit just dropped signal. It lost signal about halfway through the cook and was done, and I couldn't get it to reconnect. This thing's a little better. And then something very strange with the FireBoard Pulse probe happened. Battery said it was 0%, and it doesn't seem like it's charging, so I'm going to have to call FireBoard on Monday to see if they can send me a new probe. It must be a bad probe. So we're going to kind of just use the two we have left and keep on testing. So let's get this inside and wrap it. Let's take a look and see how it looks. Oh, lots of nice bark on there, that's for sure. Okay, pull it out so you can see. There, that looks really nice. Let's check. Yeah, it's got a good bark. Lots of smoke on there. Okay, so I'm going to pull out our wired probe. Okay, close this up. I'm going to turn it up to 300. There we go. Let's go wrap this. See you inside. All right, well, we're inside. It's time to wrap up our little top blade roast. So what we're going to do is put it on the butcher paper. This, I'm going to lay it this way. I just got to get some tallow put down. And yes, I'm cheating. Don't have any ready-made tallow. So I'm going to use this South Chicago tallow, which is pretty good. Now we'll wrap it. So now that it's wrapped, I'm going to put it back out on the pit, and we've already got it turned up to 300. And then I'm going to pull it at right around 199, and I'll put it in my warming oven. So you don't have to watch this. I'm just going to shove it out on the pit. And then when it's time to pull it later, you can watch me put it into the warming oven. And I'm going to cover this with foil later in the last 10 minutes, just to see if the two remaining probes can get through this foil. See when it's time to put it in the warming oven. All right, well, the internal temp's about 198, and I'm going to pull roast off and throw it into the warming oven overnight, and we'll eat it for lunch tomorrow. All right, here we go. Let's pull this thing off. And it's all wrapped in the pan. I'm going to bring that into the warming oven. All right, so we just popped it into my little Vevor warming oven. I set it at 150. Got the tray in with the top blade roast. And we will see you when it's time to cut this thing on the cutting board at lunch tomorrow. Later. Hey, Lost Canuck here. Well, we're back upstairs in the barbecue lab. I got the meat, the top blade roast, out of my little Vevor holding warmer oven. And it's been in there since last night. I think I put it in about 11 o'clock last night, and it is now 6 p.m. So it's been on hold for a while. So, you know, I've never held any meat that long before, but it's been wrapped. It's been in foil. So let's take it out and see if it's even edible. I'll let you know if it's not. It's like Christmas. It's Christmas morning. Now my hot box was set at 150 continuous. So let's just. All right. Well, I found my thermometer, my instant read, my ThermoPro 1. And don't you hate it when your wife puts stuff away for you and you never know where it is? So let's see what it is. Oh yeah. See, it says right on the money, 150 degrees. I don't know if you're seeing any of that. Yep, it held it perfectly, and it's pretty tender. It's not tight. That's more of the burnt end area. So let's slice this. Let me get my gloves. Okay, so let me pull the probes out so I don't slice into those accidentally. All right, I'm going to cut her right down the middle. You can see there's a very pronounced smoke ring here. That was the fat cap side. There's the gelatin layer between the top and bottom flat iron steaks. Looks good. Alright, well now that we got it cut, let's take a couple strips off of here and see what it's like. Cut that a little too thin. Well, it's cooked, you can tell. This will be the burnt end area here. So I'll just chop that off and make some burnt ends out of that. Same with this one. Alright, so we'll make burnt ends out of that. Well, it's very juicy. Smells great. You can actually see where the probes, ooh, look at that. It's starting to fall apart. Let me try it. If you haven't tried this and you like brisket, I promise you, this cut is better than brisket. It just, the taste is so good. This is going to disappear tonight, I guarantee it. My kid's going to get up here, and the gelatin layer did render it, so it's very, very soft. And the fat cap, that's coming off a little bit, but it's very juicy, very moist, tender, tasty like crazy. And look, if you're at your butcher shop, some people, this is called a top blade roast or a top blade steak. It's two flat irons together. Some people call it the oyster blade. Just depends on what part of the world you live in. But again, these are turning out really phenomenally. I don't know if the videographer wants a little piece taste test. Here you go. Try that. What do you think? Good. Yeah. All right. Well.
Do you think the holding did anything different?
Well, I held it for a long time. Look, before you have to hold it for about 4 hours, anyways. I went extra long because, well, time kind of got away from me. I had some errands to do. I was going to take this out a lot earlier, cut it. But so now I know. With this, you can hold these for a very long time. All right. So now that we've got our meat all cut up, look, if you stuck with the video this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Thanks for subscribing. And for the new viewers, hey, if you like beef, here we'll do some cut some burnt ends up here. If you like beef, hey, this, is this cut cheaper than brisket? No. But you don't have to buy a 15-pound full packer brisket. This was a 3-pounder. So I think it was $8 a pound. So I think, yeah, it was a $25 roast, okay? Not terribly expensive. And the family, the family can eat it in one sitting. So those are my thoughts on the top blade. Very good. Jeremy Yoder, hats off to you. Kudos to you for bringing this to our attention on YouTube. You're right. It is better than brisket. I don't know if you watch my little insignificant channel here, but if you do, thank you. And again, hats off to Hagberg Country Meats over in Lake Elmo. Thank you, Billy, for making the cuts for me. Like I say, lifelong customer. Appreciate it. Would I do this again 100 times? Yeah, I'm going to be buying this all summer. So if you see another video, you might be getting sick of that. But I got to come up with some new stuff. And speaking of new stuff, look, guys and girls, if you want to see anything else that I can cook on my Lone Star 42-inch pellet smoker, or my little Blazing Grills Grand Slam, leave me a comment down below. I answer all my comments, at least I try to in a timely manner, and leave me a comment, and if it's not too insane or ridiculous, I'll try and entertain your requests. All right, look, in your spare time, please check out my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, please. Here's the QR code to to get into that. It's Lost Canuck Barbecue. Pretty easy to remember. I think I'm up to about 130 followers now, so if you guys wouldn't mind following me, much appreciated. And smash that like button. That really helps the channel. It helps YouTube sort out whose videos are getting seen and whose aren't. And also, I'm going to put up a couple playlists right here. So check out some of my other content. Much appreciated. All right, well, that's the end of the video. Smoke on, take care, be kind to each other. Lost Canuck out.